Hi weirdos, we've got a lot to cover today, and since this is a professional channel, we're going to do it like professionals in our Tinkerbell bathrobes. Do you see where I am? I'm in a hotel bathroom. Hotel bathroom. That's because these crazy people up in Washington, D.C. just can't get enough Casey Roman and keep bringing me up here to shoot videos about their company, which thank you baby Jesus, because now that I am shopping, like serious shopping for my next van or RV or whatever the hell I get, I am amazed at how much more expensive. I don't know if it's from the tariffs. I don't know if it's because I made such a bad impression the last time I bought a van, but damn, it is a ton more money for like that much more space in a bigger ProMaster. So I gotta make some money up in this piece so I can keep traveling. So I'm working my butt off up here to do them right and to keep this little travel van dream alive. I'm not going to say I think, because I talked to her this week and I am very confident that the babe bus is on her way, not this week, but I think the next, to her new mom, who is totally awesome and totally going to use her for her own travel dreams. And so we've been talking about this more on Patreon. I'm not going to get into like what I'm thinking of buying and blah, blah, blah here because I have a knife out and I'm ready to do business. So we're going to talk about the two things that in retrospect, if I was going to do anything different, or that I would recommend people do before they go out for long-term travel, van, RV, sleeping on the side of the road, whatever you want to do. Two things that I would highly recommend people do before they ever leave the driveway. And because I'm already in my professional attire, and because I get so many God blessed questions about the Derma roller, and one of the ladies at this DC company is like totally fascinated with the Derma roller. And I bought a new one because you have to change out the swords you stab into your face every so often. So I have to get this done because like I'm already looking like kind of granny. So I need to get this done. So we're going to talk about Derma rollers, and we're going to talk about van prep, travel prep, and God help the poor soul who searches the wrong key terms and finds this video hoping to talk about travel and sees me jabbing this near my eyeball. I mean, we're in for an adventure. Okay, so the first thing, this actually takes some time. So I'm gonna start with this. Oh God, there's a lot going on here. All right, this part will be like Darth Vader taking off its mask. I actually have some makeup on. It probably doesn't look like it because I'm not very good at putting makeup on. When you put makeup on in TV news, you just put as much on as possible. Like when you feel like a back alley hooker, then like you're almost right there. So there was no technique involved. You just like slather on the war paint until you can't see your God-given features anymore. So I gotta do this. You gotta take off all the crap in your face. The theory behind derma rolling is that the only thing that really works on your skin, and I don't care what that bullshit Rodan feels and all that other frou-frou nonsense that women buy, if it's not getting underneath your dermis, it's not doing a damn thing. You just bought some fancy ass olive oil. There's like, it's not getting like down to where the problem is, which is age. So the theory behind derma rolling, or the derma pens or stamps or whatever, is that you literally push the, whatever the lotions, potions, and wizardry is, down underneath your dermis by stabbing yourself with hundreds and thousands of little needles so it can actually get to where it needs to work. And it is very painful. But you all are curious, which I think is weird. So you want to see some pain and like some blood dripping down my face and talk about van life? I'll give you sickos what you want. I don't care. Guess what I have? I have air conditioning right now. I'm not sleeping in a cargo van tonight. I'm a happy girl. I'll give you whatever the hell you want. Okay, let's talk about the second most important thing while I'm doing this before you go out in the van, and that is taking care of your shit. Now, I thought I was only going to be gone for 3 weeks. I don't care if you're going to be gone 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years. Chances are you have too much stuff. I sold my house fully furnished, so I didn't have any furniture. I was like, here, take it. Do you want my underwear? No, you're not going to get my underwear. What do you want? Take everything. You can't travel for long amounts of time and have a lot of stuff. Plus, you don't need it. I'll tell you what, there was never, ever, ever a time, whether it was the third day on the road or the day that I was driving home, where I was, sitting outside or doing whatever I was doing, and I thought, you know what, I really wish I'd held on to that box of shoes. Never. That never happened. The second you're away from it, you won't miss it. So if you think you're going to be out on the road for a while, get rid of your stuff. I know, you got a great deal on it. It's your favorite chair, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? You can get new stuff later. Here's why. Remember when I got kicked out of the house that I was house sitting, and like when I was the furthest away from home in Texas, and I was camping, they sent me a message like, hey, we know we told you could leave your stuff here, but we decided to rent the house. LOL. So I had this whole mission to get my things out. When I finally got home, I was like, hey, can I come back and get the rest of my stuff? They threw it all away. It's all gone. So a lot of people get storage units, and I just think storage units are an American phenomenon that's absolutely silly. Paying to store stuff is just nonsensical. If I had done it $150, which is what it costs in Wilmington, I would have paid close to $1,000 for like a couch. I mean, it's just, you don't need it. You really don't. Your friends, family, whoever, your side thing, whatever you got going in your life, they can help you out and like take your personal documents, maybe a box of family heirlooms, the precious things, put them in closets, put them in attics, put them in garages, but you just get rid of it. You are not going to need it. The whole point of you doing this is to get away from all these material things that hold you where you are and that have made it so that you can't travel. So now if you can, get rid of it. Somebody else can enjoy it. So, and the things that I do have back home, now I'm like in the process of having to like sort them and go pick them up from all these people's places, and I never miss the blender. I didn't even use the damn blender. I have a blender for sale. If anyone needs a blender, I will give you a good deal. Okay, so that is the second place most important thing, is to just get rid of it. We have too much stuff. You do not need it. Okay? You can also get a smaller ride, a smaller van, smaller rig, if you are not carrying all your crap. I was amazed that even in that tiny ProMaster, there was so much stuff that I just didn't need. All right, so now that we are feeling very Wegmans baby butt wipe fresh on the face, what happens next? So this is new, and it has way too much stuff in it. And so you should never, oh my God, why? I think that's a replacement. This is actually it. You should never, ever, 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 ever derma roll. You should never, ever, ever derma roll before you have a big event. Tomorrow I have a big event. It's the equivalent of this company's, I'll pick that up later. I will not make the maid get that. I'm a better person than that. It's like the equivalent of this company's like debutante ball. So you should never derma roll before a big event, but I don't like people telling me what to do. So I'm going to go to town. And I may be all puffy and inflamed tomorrow, but when I'm all like puffy and inflamed, all my fine lines are gone. So win-win. All right, this is excruciating. Ladies, gentlemen, whoever wants to use this, if you're curious, you will scream like a little bitch when this touches your face. It is all these swords. We could torture terrorists with this. It's very, very sharp, and you're going to jab it in your face and roll it up and down and force the potions and lotions into your skin, okay? You can't do that. I don't care if you had natural childbirth. Girl, you're not ready for this. Your hoo-ha can take it. The area around your eyes cannot, okay? So the next thing you have to do is numb the shit out of your face. This is like some Walmart brand, Equate Pain Relieving Lidocaine 4%. This is the strongest stuff you can get over the counter, and this is not enough. What you really need, the kind of pain relief that you really need, is something that you have to buy in a back alley late at night from some guy named 8-Ball. But I'm in Washington, D.C., and I prefer that when I buy drugs, I do it locally, support local business. So I can't do that here, so I'm just going to have to like tough it out through this. You're still going to hurt, but do not do this without some serious lidocaine. Okay, so this stuff is nasty. See, boys, this is what goes on you know, you think like we're in here, like, I don't know, reading a book or like in the bathtub with some wine and a magazine. No, we're doing scary shit like this to our face. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna not pay attention a whole lot to what I'm doing because I don't pay for a lot of storage on my cell phone, and God knows this video is gonna run out. All right, go to town, numb the shit out of your face, and then this has to sit for 20 minutes, and in that time, we will talk about the first thing and get this done. It smells bad. I hope this works because I really don't want to screech like a barn owl on a YouTube video just because I was trying to get ungrannied for a big event tomorrow. Okay, that's gonna sit. The number one thing before you go out for long-term travel, before you buy a van, before any kind of long distance away from your norm is, sorry, it's scratched, is figure out your money. Figure out your money situation. Now, I took a huge risk, but like, I've lived all over the country and I have moved around without a lot of permission and done some like risky things, and not like risky in the sense of financially risky. And, but you know, since I've been on my own, since I was, you know, I don't know, 18, 19, I'm pretty good at hustling to figure it out. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying that I have a little bit more experience with jumping off the financial ledges and landing on my feet. And not everyone can do that because they're just not comfortable. So yeah, I would say best case scenario is you take your job, your current one, and ask if you can do it remote, or preferably part-time remote. And that's because if you continue your job and you do it on the road, you are not going to get Wi-Fi in your van. We've already been through the whole discussion of why that actually doesn't work. So you're going to be in Starbucks and libraries and coffee shops, and it's just like you're going to spend so much of your time doing the job that you were doing. And then if you're doing it full time, like, so you get done at what, 5, 6, and then what, you're going to go back to the campsite and you'll still just have a weekend. So I don't really know that like you'll get the full travel experience if you're working full time in your corporate job. I'm going to address why I have my Tinkerbell bathrobe on in a second, but we're not there yet. So still though, you might be able to keep your benefits and all that jazz. If you absolutely hate your job, or your job is disappearing, or you know they're about to fire you, which fits more my bill, then you have a different scenario. You know, I did the YouTube thing and I get so many emails from people that are like, I want to do a YouTube video for my travel, or I want to do a blog and I heard you can make a lot of money. And I'm like, that is a lie. There was a period with YouTube where I was like rocking and rolling. I mean, I was not making a lot of money, but I was doing good and it was growing, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, I could totally build this into a thing, and this is great, and it will like keep me going. And I don't know what the hell happened, but there was like a very specific mark on my trip where I was suddenly no longer in the recommended videos for other people. I've had videos demonetized. The video I did about supporting the police, which I didn't say anything crazy in there. I just said we should support law enforcement because we should. That was demonetized, and I appealed it, and they said, no, it's not appropriate for advertisers. Other videos have been demonetized, and I've had to go through the appeals process if I even catch it. And I've had people tell me that they've been unsubscribed. They've had to resubscribe to my channel 5 times. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still big media. I am still working. I just touched my face and I could feel it, so I know we're not done lubing up here. It's still big media. You are not a business owner. You are not in control of your money. Anything like that. And any kind of media that is advertiser sustained is at the mercy of whatever the hell the advertisers want. So if you're not falling in line with what they want, you're not making any money. I dealt with that in news. I didn't really want to deal with it on YouTube. That's why I value the Patreon thing so much, is because it's a community supporting a channel. It's not a car company or anything else. And I'll tell you what, with what's gone on with my YouTube channel lately, if those people weren't there, damn well better believe I would not be like still cranking these out and getting ready to go back on the road, because there would be no income. Like, the money went like this. All right, so if you want to do YouTube and a blog, I hope you got lady balls or boy balls of steel, because the money's very unpredictable. It's very hard to get enough money to get monetized, and so it's a lot of work up front on the hope of income later. Ballsy. And I wrote down on like some other blogs what I saw they were recommending people do to make money on the road. I don't have like any amazing suggestions for this. I'm just telling you that I know y'all are going to find these things, and I've met some people doing these, and why I think that a lot of them are really not going to sustain you based on what I learned being on the road. People think that just because you're not paying rent or you don't have a mortgage that like your life is so cheap. Bullshit. Gas money through the roof. Food costs much higher. The insurance was higher. You're going to be going to more museums. You're going to be doing more stuff. You're going to have admission fees. You're going to have campsite fees. It adds up. My credit card bills on the road were like double to triple what they were at home. And there's just a lot of accessory costs. And that would be fine if I had a paycheck coming in every 2 weeks. Yeah. But when you are making it on your own or trying to figure it out, and there's not a paycheck that just comes every 2 weeks, you will blow through a lot of money. And I'm pretty frugal, and I was still like, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't eat this week. Fiverr, I see a lot of blogs suggest Fiverr. I think Fiverr is criminal. Graphic artists, talented, trained graphic artists and other kind of digital creators should not be selling anything for $5. This is the United States of America. We do not pay people who are trained and skilled $5 for their work. Give me a break. You were going to put in all that time and energy for $5. Take out taxes. What did you make? $4? That's just, I do not use that site because I think that those people should be paid what they're worth. And the fact that there are thousands and thousands of people on those sites offering their talent for $5 is pretty sad, because they should actually have real jobs where they're valued and not bidding for $5 projects. If you want to take your art, your work, and devalue it down to $5, rock and roll. But I think that you will spend an awful time bidding for work while you're on the road trying to pay for everything, and then at the end of the day, maybe you made $5. No thank you. Oh God, freelance copywriting like guru.com, and like there's so many freelance writing opportunities and copywriting and transcription. Yeah. There's so many people who want them because you can sit at home in your pajamas, your Tinkerbell pajamas, and do it, that what they actually pay is pretty much next to nothing. Take out taxes, very little. Plus, you're constantly bidding on work, so you have to take those hours that you spent bidding on work, and everyone tries to undercut everyone else for a project, that when you add that up, plus the time you actually spent doing the work, yeah, you made $5 again. Like, it's just, to me, those things are not sustainable, and there's so much demand for that work that nobody's really paying a whole lot unless you are employed by a company to do that work for them. No benefits, nothing else. And then you're still going to be spending an awful lot of your time on the road, Wi-Fi, searching for Wi-Fi, at a Starbucks, at a library, at a desk, bidding for work just to make, what, 10, 15 bucks an hour? And I don't think that's a great deal. Same thing with surveys. Well, you can take surveys and make money from the comfort of your home. Yeah, and at the end, it's like, it's a couple bucks. No. It's not going to put even a gallon of gas in your tank. I've seen people say that they were going to sell products that they made out of their van or RV, or that they were going to do Amazon arbitrage. And the problem with that, that I've heard from people, is that the only way to do that successfully is to sell by volume. And if you sell by volume, you have to have somewhere to store that stuff. And where the hell are you going to store inventory? Amazon arbitrage is like you go to a store, a mall, a Walmart, or wherever, and you find something that's like on clearance, and then you ship it to Amazon, and then if it sells, you get the money. So you don't actually have to keep inventory, but you have all these shipping costs, house. You got to find stuff. You got to box it up. So you got to get the boxes. You got to get the tape. It's like, it's involved, and there's so many people doing Amazon arbitrage that there's not a lot of money in it. And if you want to sell like your essential oils or your candles or all that, you need a registered LLC in a state. You need to make sure that what you're selling, if it goes on someone's skin in particular, lotions and potions, that it's legal to do that in the state you're traveling in. And you're going to have to comply with code to running your business or selling out of an RV, unless you're going to do it shady on the side. And then just like where are you going to like do all that? Like all the little jars or candle wicks or whatever it is. There's just, space is limited, right? That's the kind of stuff you do if you live in a house. You know, maybe if you want to keep the house and like make all your product and then do a big trip and sell everything like on the road, I could kind of see that. But I've heard from a lot of women that they want to make face creams or hand creams or candles while they're traveling. And I'm like, where are you going to be dipping candles in a van? I barely have room to derma in my van. Teaching English, people love suggesting that. I would encourage you to go through the training program through that, or part of it like I did, and let me know what you think of finding Wi-Fi, finding a desk, finding an appropriate background, and then sitting and talking to children on your iPhone or computer 4 hours a day. Frankly, I would rather set myself on fire than do that, so I did not opt for that. Seasonal work with like farms and companies will hire travelers to like pull up root vegetables and harvest and pick fruit and all that. And the only thing I would caution you with that on is that they tell you how much you make at the very end, and it's like, I don't know, $4,000, and people get really excited about that. But when you actually do the math backwards of like 12 to 16 hour days for that many days, I think it's maybe minimum wage. So like, you know, I know the 4,000 sounds sexy, but when you do the math for the hours, it's like you're not making any money, and it's manual labor. Selling plasma. I almost did that once when I was really hurting for money. Yeah, you'll make like $25 to $50 for 3 hours. That's an option. And like you'll be saving lives, so that's not bad. But yeah, $50 for 3 hours in a chair. And they're not like the nicest places in the world. So if you're really hurting for money, like rock on with some plasma. And if you're music talented, this is one I was like, that's not a bad idea. Busking, like playing an instrument on the side of the road, those people don't do too bad. Neither do panhandlers. Like if there's no shame in your game, hell, rock on. Guilty feeling people love giving them money on the side of the road, even though clearly that woman has been pregnant on the side of the road for 3 years, but never mind. So I don't have like, I really am just telling you the things I don't think will work, because I've run into people on the road who are doing this stuff and they've all had issues because they spend the strict majority of their time looking for more of this work instead of doing the actual work, which means that whatever they make is eroded by how long it took them to make it. And so all I'm saying is, I know that you probably don't think that living in a van or being on the road is going to be an expensive lifestyle, but it is. It is not cheap. I don't know why people think that traveling in a van or RV is a cheap way to live. It's cheaper if you had very high rent. It's cheaper if you had a very high mortgage, but it's still a lot of money. And so if you're looking at these, really do the math on what you're actually going to be making. And think about, you know, what are your fixed costs? Oh, I just got an update on my phone, like software update. I'm like, it's getting harder to talk because my lips are getting kind of numb. It's working. Anyway, think of what your fixed costs are. Insurance for you, insurance for the car. Like estimate your fuel costs, how many nights a week you think you're going to be at a camp or a campsite. Food costs, all that, and like look at that number and be like, what do I have to do every single month to make that number, and then double it. And around there is where you might be safe. It is not easy, boys and girls. Like making money on the road. I know people, like you see these stupid photos of people with their laptop on the beach And if you're moving around an awful lot, like it's a challenging thing. If you drive to an area and stay and get like a seasonal job as a bartender or in construction or something like that, your odds of pulling this off on the long term are way better. But when you do what I did and every single day you're moving around, you spend so much of your time managing your rig, finding where you're going to go, doing this, doing that. In my case, shooting all this video, editing all this video, that nobody is in a hammock with a laptop making a lot of money. I don't believe that. So I tell you that because there are 3 things that are going to totally take the wind out of your sails while you're traveling if you do not plan in advance. Number 1 is weather. Now you can't really plan for this, but if it is really hot or really cold, you're not going to have any energy, any motivation to go out and do stuff. Well, we can't do anything about that. I'm just telling you that. The next is getting sick. Getting sick will totally level you for being enthusiastic about being on the road. And then the last one, which is what we're talking about, is being worried about money. If you are concerned about your ability to pay your bills or keep your travel going, or you don't go to that museum, or you don't go to that festival, or you don't do that, which was the whole point of you doing this, was to like have these great opportunities. If you don't do them because you don't think you can afford them, because you're worried about money, it will so constrict the purpose and mission and value of the whole reason why you're doing that, this, travel, and it will take the wind right out of your sails. So as much as you possibly can, please try to figure out how you are going to make sustainable income. I don't care if it's for 3 weeks, I don't care if it's for 3 years, but really think about what kind of income can I make where I'm not having to fight to make that income every single day just to make a couple bucks. Like, what is actually sustainable? And then go with that. Think about what you're good at. Like for me, I'm good at shooting video and telling stories. So I stuck with that, and so far it's worked. I'm not really good at dealing with children. Like I said, I'd rather set myself on fire, so that wasn't going to work. But as much as you invest into your build, think about how you are going to keep the mission going, okay? All right, I think that I'm not totally numb, so this is really going to hurt, but let's just do the damn thing, shall we? All right, let me clean up this mess. We'll start a new clip, and I'm going to terrify the internet, but educate men on what it takes to fight the inevitable getting older. It's gonna get scary in here. You want to get your hair up on your head so you don't get any blood in your hair or tears. And then, I don't know, I love how there's so many towels to choose from in a hotel that I don't have to wash. Get something to mop up the tears streaming down your face, because that's what's gonna happen. All right, let's see here. This one is different. So like the one I had before, I got it kind of on the cheap. This one is a little bit fancier. So they come in like different needle, they come in different needle depths, and you're not supposed to use like the heavy duty ones, around your eyeballs, because this skin is thin, and so is this skin, and this is like beefy, those big old Dutch cheekbones. So like you're supposed to use 0.25, which is what this is. And then I bought this one because they give you one specific to stabbing yourself near the eye. Now you're not supposed to put these anywhere near your eyes. I'm going to, because I can. Who's gonna stop me in here? Nope. Okay. All right, so now that we're all numbed up, now you gotta do this again, where you get all Wegmans fresh and wipe the numbing gel off your face. And then you gotta put whatever you want to stab into your face and get under your skin, that has to go on next. You're supposed to put something like very light and gentle, like hyaluronic acid. Babies, their skin is like so plump and perfect because it has very high hyaluronic acid content, and mine is not, because it's been just a couple years since I was a baby. So that's all over with. You're not supposed to put like really heavy duty stuff like retinol, but I'm going to. So, and let's not read these right now because I don't have time. I'm tired. I've been shooting video all day long. I wore high heels. I haven't worn high heels since I was in news. Anyway, so you put this on because we are going to now samurai sword this stuff into our face and try not to cry on camera. Men don't have to do this stuff. They get wrinkles and gray hair and we're like, oh, he looks so sexy and refined. And then, you know, I stop looking like I'm 22 and just read the comments section. It's like, you're so haggard. It's okay. Those comments in the comment section help me justify renewing my prescription of Xanax and mood stabilizers every month. Okay. All right, so we are all lubed up, and now I'm only going to do half my face because I'm worried that since we've already established that swords and knives have been involved in this, that I'm going to have another video demonetized by YouTube on some bullshit claim about it being too violent. Most of my videos probably feel very violent just from the way I talk. All right, let's see. I don't know if I can do this while standing in here. So you just, I don't know if I can do this without laughing. You're supposed to like pull your skin, you know, how it used to look, and then stab this in and roll it. And this is the fun part because not only does it hurt so much, but you can hear it. So look, see, blood. This is already a success. Yep. So I'm never going to be able to get a real job after I put this bullshit on the internet. So as you're rolling it and like pushing that medicine underneath your skin, you can hear it like tuk, 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 tuk. It's really messed up. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to try to talk through the pain because you're supposed to go really slow and just let it just hurt so bad because there's no fat up here. And so it's just, you know, you and your skull that you are just annihilating. See, look, I mean, already a marked improvement, right? And then you do it this way. And this way hurts way more. Don't ask me why. Ow. Okay, so there you go. There's half a forehead. Are y'all learning something? This is what goes on in a van. All right, now you're not supposed to put this anywhere near your eye, but I do. And this is where you really start to cry because this is like super duper duper painful and it hurts. And what happens is your eyes start to water, and then what you do is you just, as the tears flow down your face, you just use your own tears to wipe the blood off your face, and then you know, just yep. Let's use this. This is new. I don't really know how this works. It's oh a new stabby thing. I don't feel it. Oh, I see what they did. They put a protective cover around it so you can't jab it into your eyeball. I don't like safety guards. I do what I want. Yeah, I don't know if that's really doing anything. Maybe. I mean, you're going for agony. That's it. That's when you know it's working. It's like, so when you start to see like your face get all red and you're bleeding and you're in pain and okay. Oh yeah, see? Little bit of blood. Effective. All right, so I'm going to get to the rest of my face, and I'm not going to put that on YouTube. And then what you do when you're done is you, again, take your tears and wipe the blood off your face. And then put something, you know, pick whatever bullshit you spent money on top of that. And then tomorrow when you wake up, you'll be all like puffy. And then in a couple days, really 24 hours, it will go down and again, the whole theory is that by causing trauma in your skin, your body has to heal, and so it rebuilds collagen and it makes your skin. And I would not do all this if I didn't believe in it. I just usually don't tell people about it, but I don't care anymore. Come at me, YouTube. Go ahead. Demonetize this. I don't care. I don't care. No, I do care. I do care a lot, in fact, because this was kind of expensive. This is the next morning. It looks like I got into a fight with a blowtorch, but you should see what I did to the blowtorch. I'm telling you, you gotta get your heart right with the Lord before you do this. I know this will horrify all the men. This will go away in like a day. This is nothing. You boys have no idea. Do you know that there are women now that are getting their hoo-has reshaped so that it can be like more enjoyable for you? Yeah, this is nothing. This is like low-grade cosmetic torture. What to do before you leave the road, how to keep your skin van fresh, what goes on in the bathroom with women at night, and exfoliating attire. Tink. All right. The next thing that we got to be talking about, we got a couple batteries. Now I'm getting like all these batteries to test. So we're going to do some more electric videos, and then the van changes ownership, and then I got to go pick up my next thing for the next big adventure. And at the very least, I'll have phenomenal skin while I'm doing it. So, bye, weirdos.